If we don't have people out there crusading for why art is so important, we run the risk of forgetting how vital it is in everybody's everyday life.
Hi, welcome to SoundBites From Home, a visual podcast featuring students, faculty, and staff from the Department of Performing Arts at American University. I'm your host, Andrew Brown, and today's guest is Kaitlyn Anson, a future grants writer and the outreach coordinator for the Emerging Arts Leaders Symposium at American University.
So tell me a little bit about what's planned for EALS this year.
So this year's theme for our symposium, which is happening March 20th and 21st, first two-day conference, just a little plug, is the Arts Management Pivot, which I think is pretty poignant given how much pivoting has been done over the last year or so. And it's, kind of metaphorical for the fact that we've pivoted because our entire conference this year is going to be virtual. Everything's on Zoom.
How would your organization handle a reputation crisis? What about a blockbuster sellout? Or how about a PR nightmare? Come to our panel, Responding to the Unthinkable, Handling an Arts Crisis, to hear from those who have seen it all.
So the Emerging Arts Leaders Symposium is around a bigger context of arts leadership as a whole. Can you talk about the importance of being an arts leader?
As somebody who already loves the arts myself, I sometimes find myself just saying, well, of course it's important because arts are great. They color my life, and why doesn't everyone care about it? But, I'm not passionate about physics, and there are people who are passionate about physics who aren't passionate about art. And I think something cool about this symposium is that it's gonna be a lot of different people who are fascinated in art sharing their reasons why. I think everything about arts leadership is constantly kind of making the case for why the arts over something else that we could be focusing on.
How many major operas do you think have a female director? 1. How about major ballets? 5. What percentage of museums do you think have female directors? Only 24%. Shocked by these numbers? Join us for the panel, Women in the Creative C-Suite, Breaking the Glass Ceiling.
To me, art is this really big, broad, overarching term that means a lot of different things, including creating this podcast and including, dancing in your room when you're sad, and including binge watching Netflix and writing in a journal. And so I think arts leadership is really important because if we don't have people out there crusading for why art is so important, I think that we run the risk of forgetting how vital it is in everybody's everyday life. What have you found is your definition of arts management as you sort of transitioned into it? What do you think an arts manager does? Which I know is a really vague, broad question, but I'd love to hear your insight.
Everything. we are so duplicitous, and we do everything. We wear all of the hats, which I think is amazing.
So what are the skills that go into being a good arts manager?
One of the most important aspects of being an effective arts manager is being a really open-minded listener. I think art is ever changing, and it's not one thing, and it doesn't have one answer. To be an effective arts leader, you can't be stuck on one form of art and be leading with that. I think you have to just be really open to hearing other people's perspective, because likely you're not doing everything right all the time, and you'll never achieve that. So I think active listening, but then also follow through. And that's what I'm always constantly working on. I think saying you're going to do something and actually doing it are two very different things. And the most effective arts managers really know how to make that point A to point Z happen all the way through.
I think we are very unique creatures and creative creatures. I often refer to myself, as a creative, but creative in this path, because it takes a lot for us on this side to make sure that the art is happening.
So I was once an artist, and you were once an artist who made this transition over to arts management. So as somebody who's made that switch, what do you think is important about artists getting to know arts management skills?
being an artist involves a lot of management skills. I think artists who are out there, making money, making a living, based on selling art or presenting art or choreographing art, there's a passion aspect that obviously comes from continuing to practice an artist, but I also as an artist, but I think there's a discipline that comes with it. So to me, artists should meet with arts managers because arts managers continue to have things to learn about what it means to be disciplined, and arts managers should have something to offer artists in the way of saying, hey, we want to support you, and we have maybe these like ideas about data or structure or rental of space that can actually benefit you as well.
Cultural diplomacy. What is it good for? Absolutely everything. But seriously, cultural exchanges foster understanding and peace around the globe. So come chat with us about the importance and challenges of cultural diplomacy at our panel, The Art of Exchange.
So if people want to connect with EALS before, during, and after the conference happens, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, so all of our information can be found on our website, so that's a really good place to start. It's EALS, Emerging Arts Leaders Symposium, at au.org. So that's a really good place to go.
You've been a pleasure to talk to. I wish you all the best going forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in EALS in action.
Yes, thank you so much for letting me ramble at you. It was really a treat. So, and I hope to see you at Emerging Arts Leaders Symposium, March 20th and 21st. And anyone who's watching, please come. It's going to be fun. And thank you so much for your time, Andrew.
Of course. Take care.